Where is Sean Diddy Combs? Well, here's the last sighting of him, taken by a fellow traveler at a Miami area airport. The mogul is pacing while awaiting his private jet to be ready to leave again. His personal jet has since landed in Antigua, a Caribbean island. Diddy may be there, or he could have never left Miami and went to New York, as some reports say. It's not known. While all this was happening, Sean Combs' two mega mansions, one in LA, one on Miami Star Island, were being ransacked by HSI, Homeland Security Investigations. They're the people in charge of trafficking investigations of the human sort.
Wait, look real quick. What is this, Jesse? Because these are new pictures.
So if that is,
there's people in handcuffs now.
That could be his sons. That could be his sons. Again, if that is accurate, I wouldn't be surprised, because the allegations put forward in that lawsuit implicated his sons in different criminal activities.
So these are aerial photos from our helicopter in Los Angeles. It's zoomed in now. This is brand new. And there are, let's see, can we count? It's small. A couple of people in handcuffs. A couple of people.
They were ransacking both his homes, primarily interested in computers, phones, flash drives, presumably anything that could have videos, photos, or other documents that will back up various claims. Reports the two cell phones in his possession were seized from Diddy at the Miami area airport before he, well, they didn't take him into custody. There's no warrant for him yet, so we don't know again if he left or where he went to. In LA, at his mansion in Holmby Hills, LA's two sons, Justin, were cuffed up, though it's not clear if they were actually taken into custody or just questioned there or just cuffed up while the house was searched, though Justin may be in a lot of trouble himself. More on that later. So just what are the claims about the man who changed and dominated pop culture, not just pop music, over the last 30 years? Facing as a RICO investigation launched out of New York? Well, it starts with the claim that his former girlfriend, Bad Boy Records recording artist Cassie, made in her lawsuit, which Diddy very, very settled, probably with tens of millions of dollars. Now, we've all heard about the freak-offs, and it's titillating and weird and something to gossip about, but the reality is doing substances and consenting adults and doing whatever isn't really illegal. In fact, you'd have to indict hundreds of thousands of people in LA if it was, and it won't get your homes raided by the FBI, and it won't get your homes raided by Homeland Security. But moving people across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, even if you're the trick, I'm pretty sure fits the definition of trafficking under federal law. Now, Cassie in her claims said Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car because she had been seeing him and Diddy wanted her to himself. And of course, that would have been an intimidation tactic. Now, that's really serious. That's like some mafia stuff, blowing up people's cars. And that was one of those things I thought, that sounds pretty crazy. How could that have never come out? It's not like they said he did it to some random person. But Kid Cudi's publicist said it's all true. Oh my God. In February 2012, Mr. Combs told Ms. Ventura that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and that he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. The complaint says, quote, around that time Kid Cudi's car exploded in the driveway. Ms. Ventura was terrified and she began to fully comprehend what Mr. Combs was both willing and able to do. This is what, when they charge these pimps with trafficking, if you're terrorizing a woman to keep her with you, that's sort of like, can be construed as like a form of kidnapping. Just saying, like if I show you I'll hurt somebody, I'll blow up a car, you're afraid to leave me. And then I move you across state lines and we have sex parties, you have sex with different men. I mean, sounds like trafficking. I mean, and what if some of these, I'm just engaging in conjecture now, but like, Okay, we've heard about Diddy having other men have sex with her and he watched. I mean, what if he was providing her to men, like very wealthy, like super wealthy men or powerful people in the music industry? I mean, this could be beyond trafficking. They could be RAPE. Accusations leading to these raids were made by the producers of Diddy's 2022 Love album, Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Jones started accusing Diddy of fondling him while he worked, possibly letting other celebrities do the same. And Diddy never paid at all for producing an entire album, contrary, of course, to their contract. So again, if you're doing violent things around people and then not paying them what you owe them, you're doing violent things around women and then making them go places with you, this is all classic intimidation. This is, I mean, organized crime activity. Not saying he's guilty, but the way it's written up, I mean, it's, if you slipped in, if you traded out Diddy's name for some Italian last names or whatever, it would sound like a mafia thing. While you digest all that, here is a video of Diddy dressed up like the Joker 1 or 2 Halloweens ago, acting absolutely bonkers.
You say you don't like me? Then motherfucking get to it, nigga. If you don't like me, you motherfucking front, get to it, bitch. Don't fucking play with me on Halloween. I'm out here with love, nigga. You wanna have love? It's what up then, nigga. What's up? Fucking come over here and I'll bust your shit.
Nah, hey, keep it pimpin'.
Fucking pussy, make sure you don't never talk to me like that, nigga.
This kind of behavior from a 54-year-old man seems indicative of being very over-aggressive from steroid usage. And for those of you who don't know, a huge percentage of male celebrities and wealthy guys in LA are taking testosterone, HGH, or other steroids. Just go look at a photo of Diddy today at 54 and compare it to him at 24. Look at Jeff Bezos now. And Jeff Bezos 20 years ago, Elon Musk the same. They look way better now than they did in their prime. Usually men don't get muscle bound in their 50s if they were skinny in their mid to late 20s. In fact, go find a photo of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in between movies and you'll realize, and hey, they told me, hey Al, you can play Captain America, but you're gonna have $10 million paycheck, steroids up to get this $10 million paycheck. Bring on the syringes, right? Okay, so what's my early analysis of the situation? Well, now that Diddy has seen R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein, you know, 2 very rich and powerful people, get sentenced to terms that will likely, oh, and Phil Spector. You might not know who that is, but Phil Spector was as big as Diddy in his day in the 60s and 70s. Phil Spector was the guy who killed a woman at his mansion in LA about 10 or 12 years ago. They sent him to prison for basically a life term. Now that Diddy's seen this happen to really powerful, rich people, I mean, people, you can get away with stuff until you can't. And if it's too much in the public, there's no one you can pay to cover it all up. So Diddy as well, some of this stuff. Guilt on the low end be 15, 20 years, but when you're 54, 20 years, you're 74. Who wants to spend their golden years in prison? I mean, and he could easily get a sentence that would mean he would die in prison, which is what R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein are going to do unless they get elections. Now, remember when I said his son Justin getting cuffed up, that he might be in his own set of extremely... there's a shooting allegation. So, the start of this month, March 2024, or middle of the month, Lil Rod added some accusations about, in 2022, I think, yeah, September 12, 2022, at Chalice Recording Studios, that he was there. Diddy was having like one of his writer-producer boot camps. There's a bunch of people there, and there was a, as of now, unnamed person, just called by the initial G, was there. And Rodney Jones heard arguing in the bathroom and heard did he hear a shot, or he just went in the bathroom and saw G on the ground laying in a fetal position, shot in the hip, and there was blood everywhere. So he didn't know if, and there was, did he say, I don't think he said he saw a gun. Let me not say that, but a bullet hole. Now, of course, the details provided in Little Rod's version and what the LA police report was is a lot different. The studio did call and say this guy was shot. They said he was shot in his car by some robbers. And of course, this was at the time when there was all those high-profile robbery cases. So, good cover story. Not, I mean, maybe it's true. But I bet those accounts do differ. Little Rod Jones, Little Rod Jones said he did hear multiple gunshots. And like I said, he went in the bathroom, he saw the guy shot. He helped him to the front of the studio where there's an ambulance waiting. And Combs instructed him to tell the police Combs wasn't there and it was committed outside in a drive-by or a robbery. And here's the good part. Little Rod's filing includes screenshots of a video purportedly showing the aftermath of the restroom where G was shot by either Mr. Combs or his... And NBC News confirms there's a red liquid. Now, they can't confirm whether it's just blood or blood, but, you know, there's a red liquid there. Wow. And Little Rod claims the clothing he had on that day, he kept it, and it should have DNA of the shooting victim because he carried him to the front. And another problem for Diddy, witness tampering. Mr. Jones claims in the last few days, this might have really caused the raids to happen right now, has been harassing his 8-year-old daughter somehow, maybe through other people on social media, and has hired private investigators to kind of try to get in Little Rod's friend circle, find dirt on him, and or convince Little Rod to change to a lawyer that's secretly working for Diddy. Wow. So blowing up your girlfriend's other boyfriend's car to intimidate them, then transporting her around the country for sex parties, providing substances for those parties. Again, that's human, you-know-whating. And if Diddy and his son, Justin, or one of them, that's somebody, I mean, it's like they're a mafia family. They're the real black mafia family. Interesting to note, if you remember, that when Justin, maybe about 8 or 10 years ago, was playing football for UCLA, Sean Combs attacked one of his coaches in the locker room by throwing a metal weight at him for being too hard on Justin. That seemed like it was going to be a case, but probably they gave him an out-of-court settlement. Now, is it possible Little Rod is making stuff up? Yeah, sure, it's possible. But at this point, this is so high profile, and these are criminal claims. You know, Little Rod would go to prison himself. Like, if he made the shooting thing up, they're going to put him in prison for false police report, right? I mean, he'd have to be totally out of his mind. And the fact that Kid Cudi confirms that his car was blown up, probably by Diddy, I mean, that puts Diddy in a whole different light. And it makes you think back to the whole Puffy versus Suge Knight and paying for a hit. I mean, is that going to come up in this? Now they're going to probably, if some of this is real and there's an investigation in New York, I'm sure they're pressing people around Von Zip, looking into that. Keefy D. I mean, see, now, if Diddy's just a citizen and Keefy D says, oh, he tried to pay me to kill Puffy, you can dismiss that. But if Diddy gets indicted for a bunch of other stuff, now Keefy D's claim might get rolled into a RICO. Is it possible people are lying on Diddy? Sure. Are there people that might latch onto this to try to get some money? Sure, but again, Little Rod would have to be crazy to lie about a shooting. Kid Cudi confirms the car being blown up. He paid out a bunch of money to Cassie. So back to the original question, where is Diddy? He's in a land of trouble, Daddy. Al Prophet, American Dope.